Welcome to day 58 of our BU 365-day challenge, our annual challenge to do one thing every day that improves us in some way, shape, or form. This segment, we're focusing on our emotional well-being. And today we're going to talk about, we've covered a lot of things this month so far, but today we're kind of going to pull things together and talk about what's next with respect to our emotional well-being. I'm going to give you a bunch of tips today of ways that you can impact and positively impact your emotional well-being or deal with your emotions in a more positive way. And then all we're going to do for our action item today is pick one thing that we're going to do moving forward. What's next for you? And share your what's next in the comments below. I already know my what next for me is one of the ways to deal with and be more resilient and handle our emotions more appropriately is to move our bodies, right? Change our physiology, move our bodies. And so that's the one thing I'm going to commit to doing. So I want you to just share one thing like that impacts our emotions and our feelings that you're going to commit to doing moving forward, just next, not after today, but maybe just today. That's the next thing you're going to do. And then you can reevaluate and pick and choose from the other things that we discussed today and see what works for you. But I want to cover our action item up front so you know what we're doing. So emotional well-being has to do with resilience, right? How do you get more resilient? And why is it important that we have emotional well-being? Well, for a lot of reasons. It helps us with our ability to produce positive emotions. It impacts how we think about our moods and our thoughts and our feelings and adapt to different scenarios when we're confronted with changes and challenges. When was the last time you had an entire day with no changes or challenges? I can't think of one. I really can't think of one where I didn't have some little problem or some little challenge or something go different than was planned in my 61 plus years here on the planet. So maybe your life is a lot more smooth and a lot more level than mine, but mine's always been, just all kinds of different things going on every day. Every day is different, right? So we want to be more resilient. How do we do that? We breathe. We ground ourselves, we pause, and then we respond, right? We experience a feeling. I have noticed that through the course of this segment this month, I am really more aware of my emotions. I'm more aware of when the dogs annoy me. I'm more aware of when I'm getting impatient with my granddaughter. She's one. There's no reason to be impatient with her because she's just learning. I notice when I'm being impatient or hard on myself. So the first step in emotional well-being, emotional health is awareness. So I want to be aware of that. So what do we do? How do we get more emotional well-being in our life? I'm going to share some tips with you. Number one, move our body. Move your body. Do something. Get out of your normal pace. Change your pace. Change how you breathe. Things like that. Do something physical to move your body. Number two, establish routines that work for you and feel good for you. Create processes and routines that give you predictability, that give you control and comfort in your life so that when you are stressed or under undue pressure or added pressure, you can subject yourself or just go to your routines, follow your routines, and they will help you to get through whatever's going on outside of you and inside of you sometimes. Three, connect with other people. One of the best ways we can deal with emotional situations is find people that will listen to us and hear us and that have been through it before so we can learn what worked for them, what didn't. Four, forgive. Mostly forgive yourself. We talk a lot about when we talk about forgiveness, forgiving other people and letting things go. But the truth is the person we hold most accountable and we're the hardest on is usually ourselves. Unless you're a blaming victim, then you blame other people. But for the most part, if you're on a journey of being better and improving yourself, you realize that you blame yourself for a lot of things that really aren't your fault or that just happened and you didn't consciously create them. So forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for any mistake you've ever made because we're all human and we make mistakes. Five, do something for other people. Doing something for other people is one of the best ways to build connections and make the world a better place and feel better. Whenever we do something for someone else, we automatically feel better about ourselves and feel better. Sleep, make sure you're getting enough sleep and taking care of yourself. 6, 7, be kind to yourself. Listen to that voice in your head. Is that a cheerleader or is that the devil and a demon just feeding you negative messages all the time. You get to choose. And if it's a demon, start squashing and getting rid of that and replacing it with the cheerleader, the angel that you want to be giving you messages in your head every day. So be kind to yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. 8, be self-aware. Like I said, I'm really noticing when I'm acting in a way automatically or behaving or feeling something automatically and not even paying attention to it anymore. So I'm actually being aware and paying attention to those things now more than I have in a long, long time. Be aware of your emotions and your reactions. Just, you're still going to react, but pay attention and just say, oh, wow, I just kind of overreacted in that situation. I just snapped at my daughter and I have no idea why. Express your feelings in appropriate ways, right? We want to make the situation and the response match. I always used to say with my kids, when they would do something that I didn't like or that was naughty or wrong, in my opinion, I always wanted to make the punishment fit the crime, right? I didn't want to make some arbitrary thing, oh, you're grounded. Well, although I did ground my kids on occasion for things that were so ridiculous that I didn't know what else to do. I couldn't think of a punishment that fit the particular discretion. But I like to make the consequences of the action be actually repairing the thing that they did, right? Fixing it and making it right. Because that teacher taught them the ramifications of your behavior. You're going to have to go and clean up the mess, right? I don't know if I'm explaining that very well, but that was always my philosophy with the kids. Hey, if you do something wrong, the punishment's going to fit the crime. So they learned pretty quickly what they would and wouldn't do because they didn't want to necessarily fix the thing that they did. Or it would be more painful to fix the thing that they did than to just not make the mess in the first place. Manage your stress. Easier said than done, right? Think before you act. Again, easier said than done. But the more aware we are of the way we respond in different situations, the more we can plan ahead for what would I do if this happened. And then, if you play it out in your mind first, you will always think before you act and have a better reaction and a better response. And that helps you to manage stress as well. Take care of your physical health, connect with others. Again, that's a kind of a repeat. Find purpose and meaning and stay positive. I know it's hard to be positive, but the truth is anything that happens has both components. It has positive aspects and negative aspects. We can choose what we're going to focus on. I choose to focus on the positive aspects of the stuff that happens that's outside of my control, because a lot of times I have no control, no ability to change it. The only thing I can change is me and my response, my reaction, my emotional choices and thoughts around that thing. And I might as well choose positive ones because positive things are always going to move me in the direction I want my life to go. I like to ask myself the question about my emotions, and I do this with thoughts and beliefs as well. Is it true? When I am aware of it, right? If I'm aware of an emotion or a feeling, I have to ask myself, well, is it true? Is it true that, let's say, I'm not good enough? Is it absolutely true that I'm not good enough? Well, maybe I'm not good enough to play in the Olympics, but am I not good enough to ski or snowboard or participate in the sport just for the fun of it? Is it absolutely true? How do I feel about the emotion and the feeling I'm feeling? If it makes me feel bad, it's not for me. If it makes me feel good, it is for me. If we don't take anything else away from this whole emotional segment, the one thing we want to take away is my job, your job, is to always reach for feeling better. We always want to feel good. We always want to feel happy. We always want to feel joy. So we can always reach for that and be moving toward it and experiencing it on a daily basis based on how we define things. But we just want things that feel good in our life and things that don't feel good not in our life. And then finally, who would you be? I asked myself the question, who would I be if I didn't feel this way? Who would I be if I didn't have this emotion? Who would I be if I wasn't frustrated all the time? That was a really good one for me because before my sudden cardiac arrest, I spent probably 90+% of my day experiencing frustration. So I was always in this high tension, high level of stress, and it paid me back by experiencing a sudden cardiac arrest. So today, action item, pick one thing that you're going to do next. What's next for you? Maybe it's just being more aware of your emotions. Maybe it's dealing with one specific emotion. Maybe it's learning more about emotions. Maybe it's printing out the emotional guidance system. Maybe it is learning about trapped emotions, heart walls. Maybe it's learning about emotional intelligence. Maybe it's phoning a friend. Maybe it's talking to someone about emotions. Maybe it's setting a boundary because you're upset because people go over your boundaries all the time and they expect way more of you than is humanly possible. So that's it. Any questions, please ask. Tomorrow's our last day in this segment. February is a short month, so we're only going to do 28 days on emotions and emotional well-being. Normally, this is such an important one. I would put it in a 31-day month, but since we're doing it and we're rolling it into the annual challenge, the Get Up and Go challenge in all the different areas and aspects of our life, I selected February for emotion month because to me, love is my core belief and my primary emotion that I want to experience and feel in my life. So why not have the love month with the love holiday, Valentine's Day in it. Plus, it's my son's birthday in February as well as my second granddaughter's birthday in February. So I thought it was a great month because it is about love and relationships. And relationships is another segment. But any questions, hit me up. Tomorrow's our last day on emotions. And then we're going to move into March and mental well-being, the mental areas and aspects of our life, mindset, thoughts, beliefs, all those things. All right, have an awesome day. Share what's next for you with respect to emotions. And I think I already shared mine is move it. And I've already started putting some things in place. And I picked that because it combines the physical and emotional. And those are two areas that I want to work on in my life all the time. All right, I'll be with you tomorrow.